Hello, welcome back to 3 Delirium. Sorry this video is a little late. It's been a bit of a frantic week, but since last week I was given a request to find an assortment of fidget toys. And so off to Thingiverse I went, and therefore here are 5 fun, funky fidget toys that I found. Stick around and see what I mean. So looking at Thingiverse, I decided I needed a few ground rules, or maybe just one rule in particular. So I decided to define what I mean by a fidget toy. So I chose like anything that would be satisfying to hold, feel, or manipulate. Almost as soon as I was asked for these, I went straight to Thingiverse and made a collection of things that, might fit this criteria. A day later or so, when I went back to start printing the items, I had found that the website had labeled most of these prints as a verified print, which I think means that the item is posted by its original creator. So I can completely give credit where credit is due. First off, we have a Flexi Rabbit. It's called a Flexi Rabbit by artline_n, and on Thingiverse there are seemingly infinite number of these kind of flexible animals. They have a basic blocky structure, and then there's hinges at each section. Once printed, the entire item is then flexible, but it has quite the satisfying feel, almost like a tank tread, maybe. They're the right amount of texture that has a nice, very nice feel in my hand. I've seen arts and crafts projects made of wood that are similar to this, where the thing is blank and you're meant to paint it with watercolor paints or whichever. Second, we have one that's actually labeled as a Fidget Widget by theininen or theininen. I'm not sure. It's actually a chain of 6 of these links that I printed individually, and once connected all together like this, they kind of would make one final connection, just like so. I looked at this picture and then couldn't necessarily tell where the pivot points or rotating parts were, and I just wanted to print it purely to see how it works. But now that it's done, oh my word, I love it. So they go together end to end, and all together they form a triangle. Now, I made these originally as gifts, but now that I can feel to myself how they actually fit together, I believe I'll have to make some for myself. Definitely. For our third item here, we have the Gyroscopic Relaxing Keyring by Gianfranco. I have personally been obsessed with shapes like this, the kind of Leonardo da Vinci gyroscope kind of structures for most of my life. I never really know what they do or what they're meant for. But when I first printed this one, there were like 2 different sets of rings that didn't quite work. They were fused together with a bit of imperfections on the insides. Now, I tried to use a hammer, I tried to smack them apart, I pulled real hard, broke a couple fingernails, but it wasn't until I used my trusty heat gun and warmed up those edges, just shooting air through like the gaps in them, that it ended up working. Fourth up is the Kobayashi Fidget Cube by markinthebox. I used to work at a toy store where we sold toys just like these, and so I was kind of shocked to find one on Thingiverse. But it all printed in one big kind of chunk, and then I had to go through and at the very least kind of break little spots where it drooped and kind of connected and didn't quite work properly. But I was filming some B-roll, like the footage of the light box showcasing of this, and I realized that the clip that I was filming had started to go beyond a minute because I was just fascinated with playing with it so much that I wasn't really paying attention. I absolutely love it. Did I say that the more I play with it, the more it might loosen up? Good. The fifth and final satisfying print that I've made is actually one that I've showcased in the past. And it's always, since then, sat right here on my desk. My 2-way screw. Now, twisting and untwisting the 2 separate nuts, you can see that in one direction, I would twist towards me, and the other direction I would twist away from me, both being moved separately. Twisting and untwisting both nuts can be hypnotic, but this might be something that is only satisfying to me. I'm not really sure. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Which of these choices would you like? Which one did you think is the most satisfying? But wait, there's more. Now, before we take off, I have one more item. It's not necessarily a 6th print, but a bonus print. This is called a Spherecon, and this one is by the user paparazzi, or paparazzi. I'm not sure. I've seen these kind of creations showcased on another 3D printing YouTube channel. The channel is called Maker's Muse, and it is made by a guy in Australia named Angus. He has some fantastic videos. I believe he has a background in fabrication and engineering. If you like my content, then you'll sure really like his. But this Spherecon is less satisfying to hold, but more satisfying to look at, breaking our criteria from the start, which is why it doesn't necessarily count. Now, some people might even find the rolling pattern specifically unsatisfying, but I love watching it. And that has been more than 5 funky fidget toys. Which one did you like the most? Do you know of any others out there that I have left out? Should I possibly make another video just like this one? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below and we'll see what we can come up with. But that's all the time we have for today. So join us next week here in 3 Delirium, where we all can hallucinate about the possibilities of 3D printing. I'll see you then. Bye.